Hello everyone and welcome back for the round number 2 and of Team Trio MCB. MCB, I don't know what it stands for. It's not Modern Commander and B. What is the format that starts with B? Is there a B format in Legacy? In Magic? I don't know. However, this is a team trio with 2 legacy seats and 1 vintage seat. Proxy authorized. You're allowed to play some proxies. I cannot do anything about the stuff there. I cannot do anything. So you will have to deal with it. You can see the beautiful face of our guy there. I don't know the names either. It was... yeah, they just put the stream there. And that's cool. We have at least the stream. And yeah, this will the match will be cast, and I will do it there. It is indeed cast by me and published and released. And after the team trio, so the team trio happened Friday, and the last chance qualifier was on Saturday. So I have the context now. I was wrong. It was not Friday, the last chance qualifier. It was the Saturday. So it was a big event. It was a bit schizophrenic before. And yeah, so we are at 2 times speed indeed. One more, another Stompy player. I know the matchup, I don't know the guys there. And yeah, we have that guy. I don't know the name, but basically you see the opponent's end. It's not a trigger, so you cannot even stifle it. You name a card, and the card costs 2 more, and activated abilities cannot be used. Okay. So this is vintage, I think. There. Yep, Mana Crypt. So we are in vintage. So it's Mono White initiative against shop. It seems. RAKER shop. Honestly, I have no idea how the matchup goes there. So that's interesting. So we are in vintage. And yes, I have no idea what format it is before. And yeah, a card has been named. And the quality does not give us the... does not allow us to have the... to see what's what. So RAKER on turn 1, that's a pretty good play. That's pretty good. I mean, it's kinda average in vintage, but yeah, Archon will slow will slow down the game a lot, and maybe give enough time to the mono white initiative player to win before. He's clearly the beat down in this matchup, because the RAKER shop is a combo deck now. 2 Divining Sensei top, and the RAKER is basically infinite damage, untargeted damage to the opponent, and I think it's a loss of life, so it's not even inflict damage. So I don't know if the One Ring can protect from it, but I don't think it can. And yeah, Thorn of Amethyst has been played, not doing much, I think, against the mono white initiative player. 3 mana is there. I can play a Cavern of Souls and play the Thalia. I think taxing the mana. I think, I mean, the Thorn generated a Thyan token there from the Flesh RAKER. So, okay, initiative is taken by Plume White Adventurer. And, so that's the way to last, because as long the Archon, that is on play, that means every player can play only 1 spell, but initiative is not a spell. It is some activated triggered abilities, and can allow the mono white initiative player to get into the, not really the control side, because if the game goes infinite, it's the RAKER player that would win eventually. However, will give enough value fast enough to just and the RAKER player concede the game. Yeah, I think the Archon of Emeria is one of is a great card in Vintage, a really good card. I think the only matchup where it's not that good is against Blue-Black Lurus, the control deck of the format, which makes sense. And still, on turn 1, I think still does a lot of damage, slowing down a lot the Blue-Black player. However, there is probably some Sword Plowshare or Fatal pushes to deal with that, so it's not the end of the world. Because, yeah, the RAKER player, I don't think there is... I mean, you can search for that. I'm gonna search that. Let's look at... Oh, wow, the best deck in format? What? Crazy, okay. Sphere Shop? Is that a Sphere Shop? Nah. Oops. Drew Shop, Dredge, Doomsday, Bloodlinger, RAKER Shop. Okay, so... Damn, the deck fall down a lot. Okay, they are still selling. Is there any removal main deck? Is there... No, it's clearly a combo deck, so there is no way to deal with Archon of Emeria. And why this deck is so good right now? What changed? Oh my god, 4 Chancellor of the Annex. God damn. So, Anointed Peacekeeper. The card you saw recently, so... Spells, choose a name, cost 2 more, and activate... Okay, so you can activate the abilities. You need to pay 2 more. Though. Yeah. Okay. Lospio is the second deck, so Archon of Emeria is pretty good against that. That's for sure. Flame of Vanor, okay. Damn, I don't know if the metagame changed a lot or not. 90 days. Yeah, Mono White still on top. Okay. Interesting. And Blue-Black Lurus and Esper. Yeah, okay. So if you mix the two, it's 14%. It's equal the Mono White initiative deck. So yeah. Basically, the two best decks are Blue-Black. Basically, Lurus Control and Mono White initiative. Honestly, I would have not put Mono White initiative as the best deck, but it is. I am wrong. It is the best deck. One of the best deck, at least. And Lurus PO, which plays a lot very differently from Lurus Control. It's clearly another deck. It's not because they share the same card, the same Lurus card. I mean, let me open the two ones. A little pause there. So you see Lurus PO, Snapcaster. You look at the creature suite. So Tunnel Trap, Lingus. So it's the mix. I think it's the mix that between a control and a combo decks. You see the Flame of Vanor. You see some interaction. You see a Sword to Plowshare that I guess you can tutor with what? Demonic Tutor? Okay, bring a Demonic Tutor. The single one black card. Yeah, you can do that only... not only in Vintage, but Vintage allows that. You play all the Moxes, and you... Basically, you take advantage of all the Moxes in the format and to play Paradoxical Outcome, which becomes one of the best draw engine. You can make mana and draw a lot of cards. And the more artifacts you get, the more you draw, and the more you make mana. So that's pretty good. You want that. You want that. And yeah, it's free to play the Moxes. So yeah, It's all free. And when you see Lewis control, so yeah, they share the Lewis, but look at the creature. No Snapcaster, no Tornado Trainer, and we have 4 Bowmaster for Psychic Frog, and 4 Fatal Push, and no Combo Insight, nothing. And yeah, it's basically you take blue-black tempo in Legacy and you put it in Vintage. You do not play the days because everyone makes a ton of mana like that and it's useless. And you replace them by basically Force of Negations to avoid dying too fast. And then Psychic Frog is legal there, so you base yourself on that. And it's a pretty good deck, a very good deck. And Esperleo's control there, which is the wild version, and you can splash Sword to Plowshare, which is the best removal in the game, and 2 Lavinia. But the cost is a shit-ass mana base, because you have to play Tundra and Underground Sea, and I mean, a lot of decks are packing for Wasteland and the Strip Mine, so you have to deal with that. However, so I think personally, I think I prefer playing a Lewis control and have a better mana base, and you can play the Undercity Sewer and stuff, but that's the preference for everyone. And honestly, Lavinia will win you games that you cannot win with blue-black, but you will lose games because your mana is not functioning as Esper. So yeah, so the Raker shop player now is on the play, and Chancellor of the Annex is revealed. So yeah, that's a testimony of how fast the format is. That you have to play Chancellor of the Annex. Oh, Black Lotus, okay. Karn on turn 1. We are doing vintage stuff, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Turn 1 Karn. The thing is, the opponent can do the same. So unless you end the game right now, which is quite rare, honestly, because people are packing so much disruption most of the time, the Force of Will, Force of Negation, you need to be consistent, resilient to the 8, and so you cannot just play oops and hopefully it goes well. But let's see. The Karn is blocking the Chromebox, so yeah, no mana from. I mean, the mana acceleration is gonna be quite low, and yeah, sphere resistance. Yeah, it's gonna be almost impossible for the mono white player there. So that's it's getting vintage there. I don't think there is a way out. I think we are gonna go 3 times speed to go through that, but unless there is, I mean, everything costs more. Cannot use artifacts. Okay, playing the Clarion. Okay. That's a game. Only 2 times speed. So Clarion, you probably don't know that card. I think that's why the deck is performing that well. More automate. I'm gonna search the Clarion stuff, so you can get a good visualization what it does. And it does that. So it shut off activity abilities of artifact, creature, and planeswalker. So Karn is not useful. That's all. Just shut off Karn. It's not the best card against the Mono White Initiative, but against Rake. No, it's a Raker shop. Okay, so because before the printing of that card, the Mono White Initiative was I think like 5% was a tier 2 deck. I think tier 2, 2.5, whatever you want, not a top tier deck, but that card. So that means that card single-handedly made the deck gain 10% more in the tier, in the representation percentage. That's crazy, honestly. yeah, you just destroy Raker Shop with that card. That's true. Womkel Engine, taking care of Sort Clochard. Has to pay 2 mana. Yeah. Because of the sphere or resistance. So yeah. The automaton is still a problem, and yeah, the Raker Shop player will have no real problem to cast any card. I think he can cast with the 2 workshop. It's 6 mana for artifact specifically, so he cannot play another card. But oh, Golos. Yeah, I think it's still in very good position. Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait. I think there was a... So spells cost 1 more to cast. I'm sorry, I'm gonna... I don't want to go back. I don't know if... Because I remember the Mono White Initiative player played the Clarion with 1 plane, 1 Ancient Tomb. The Karn does not allow to use the Chromox. Was that a legal play? I don't think so. I think it was not legal. I don't think it was a legal play. Should have not been able to cast the Clarion Drake. You will tell me in the comments if you think it was a legal play. Maybe I missed something, but thinking about it after the fact, forgot to use the card, it seems. And Witch Enchanter. That's pretty good in Legacy, in Vintage. Not that hard to cast. Deal with a lot of stuff. Yeah, Mono White Initiative is a well-placed deck, I think. Yeah. I mean, the initiative part is, I think they only play White Plumage Adventurer. Okay, no, they have also the Seasoned Dungeoneer. So they have both of those. So another Wormcall Engine. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure from the Raker player. We don't know the life total. That's gonna deal with that. But you don't really need to know the life total there to know that. Yeah, it's a bit. The Mono White Initiative player was quite in a pickle. Okay. 4 times speed. Let's go through that. Through that. And so, yeah, it seems that the opening is still doing... it's a huge part of this matchup, it seems. If you open good cards, and the Raker Shop, that's, I think, the default, the problem of the deck is that there is not many removal within it. So dealing with Archons, Clarion has to go by playing... by playing... I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name. By being, huge Chungus card, like Wormcall Engine, and forcing your opponent to block. But if you can do that, that means you're already in a good spot. So that's not really a solution. If you're already good in the game. Yeah. And it's mulliganing to 6 from the Raker Shop player. He needs a good end. Because, yeah, Archon on turn 1. There's a lot of stuff on turn 1 that can be very problematic. And you see Mindbreak Trap. You saw it. I saw it too. Just to prevent the first threat. If your opponent is using a Mox's artifact to generate mana, you can get him on the third spell. If the third spell. Oh, wow, okay. Mulliganing to 4 now. 4, okay, so I guess that means there is something. He's fetching towards. I don't really know. Maybe the ends are just they all sucked. Did he keep only 3 cards? Okay. Seems so. I mean, mulliganing to 3? I don't really understand why. Okay, so this is the beautiful proxy. Chancellor of the Annex. Wasteland. There is a workshop. Okay. Chalice on 0. So he did play the Mox for nothing? That's weird. I mean, he cannot deal with the Mox, probably, so... But still, that's weird, because he could have kept the Mox for the automaton there, and put a counter on it. I don't see the reason to play the Mox, unless you forgot the Chalice on 0. So now, there is a... Okay, the plan doesn't exist anymore. The plan was... The opponents take a lot of hits from Mana Crypt, and the automaton finish the game. However, there is a White Plume Adventurer, and I don't know how you go through that. I mean, you just make bigger stuff, but he's gonna make it 5-5 next turn. The White Plume Adventurer, probably. So you have to go through a 5-5. He fetched the basic plane already. Then he makes... So to counter, I don't know which is the following one. I think it's 5 damage to the face. Is either that or a random stuff, or maybe draw a card. Thinking about it. Okay. It's a Clarion Drake, I think. Clarion Conqueror. What's the name already? Clarion Conqueror. Okay. Conqueror. So it chooses to scry to. Okay. That's interesting. And it chooses to attack also. He can untap the guy. Chose not to. Yes. So White Plume Adventurer has a hidden text, and he forgot it, I think. White Plume. Yes. Like that. At the beginning of each upkeep, untap a creature or controller if you untap everything. Forgot that. Untap everything. Choosing now. So Scry 2. Is that the skeleton? Or is that the treasure? Is it the treasure? Okay. Taking it from the Mana Crypt. And now there is... Oh, yes. So, this is interesting. That's an interesting card. What's the name already? I'm gonna fetch it for you. That's one important card from the RAKER Shops deck. Yes, so... This is the Scrolling Crawler. Damn, okay. So each player draw a card at the beginning of the upkeep. At the beginning of your upkeep, both players draw a card, so it's a Howling Mine. And whenever an opponent draws a card, that player loses 1 life. So that's basically the whole package of the deck, the Howling Mine deck, in 1 card. It's a creature, so it's more easy to remove than a Howling Mine. You can see it with the Sword to Plowshares there. And it's really good card in RAKER because you like having a lot of cards and you like your opponent dying to their own draws. You don't really mind both players drawing a card, and most of the time, a lot of vintage players draws a lot of cards, so you put a bit more damage with a scrolling thrower than and counts also the draw step, the normal draw step, new road being played. So you're telling me why they are playing Null Road in RAKER shop? Well, it's a bit weird. Last step of the initiative being resolved here. It's a bit weird, but most of the artifacts in RAKER shop does not have activated abilities, so you're not that affected by Null Road. Your lands has is the most amount of mana being made. Not really, you're not counting much on the Moxies and stuff. It's still nice, but you can side out the Mox and everything like that, and put the Null Road, and it won't affect you that much, or at all. And it can affect a lot your opponents, especially paradoxical players. Every deck relying a lot on artifact. Of course, you will not enter the. You will not put the those Null Road against the blue-black control player, Lewis control player, or let's look. So against what you said in. Against mono white, you can, especially if you do it on turn 2. Sphere Shop. So I think that's the adapted, the version adapted to the new format, it seems. So you cannot play the RAKER combo because look at that. 4 in a row, main deck. Damn. Okay. Damn. So that's basically the prison deck of the format. Learning a lot there. Learning a lot. And I mean that makes sense. You have how many decks? How many percentage of the metagame is using artifacts one way or another? So you are affecting the mono white initiative. You are affecting, well, not yourself, the Luros PO. You're affecting Jewel Shop for sure. You're affecting Doomsday, not really. Blue Tinker, probably. RAKER Shop. So we have at least, 15, 11, 26%, 34% with the 8% there, 34. So it's at least, at the minimum list, at least on MTGO. You have that. So it's like a, how do we say that? In French, it's a tier, un tiers. A third. It's a third of the format playing artifact and relying on artifact, and you can still hit some Moxies from those decks. You can get some freebies. So it's a third to 40% of the format relying on the paradoxical, more paradoxical there. Yeah, it's funny. The format is basically split into Mox relying deck and anti-Moxes deck. That's funny. Or not relying on Moxes. Like Lure's Control, you're not affected by those type of hate, but your deck is weaker on average. However, you don't lose to those stupid stuff like a Null Road main deck, or you're losing less to that. Okay. Very interesting game. I hope you learn a lot like me, and I'm gonna see you in the next round. So that was round 2. It was in vintage. So round 3 will be cast in French, and then round 4, I guess. I think there's enough time. I think 5 hours. It's probably 5 round. 5 interrupted round. So yeah, 3 more round. 2 more. 2 and 4. So only 1 more. Hopefully in vintage too. See if you like vintage. I think it's pretty cool. Vintage. To give a quick opinion, it's a cool format, but it's a bit redundant with Legacy, I think. I think it's too similar. So it's a nice pace of change. And I think at the moment, currently, I think Vintage is probably better to play than Legacy, maybe. Because it's basically the same feeling, but you feel broken even playing blue decks, which is a bit less the case in Legacy, I think. I mean, Anton Reanimator is still a thing, but yeah, I think if the format was way more accessible, I think it could replace Legacy. But I mean, if it was at least as accessible than Legacy for a long time, like 10, 15 years, because now there is the big difference between Vintage and Legacy is that Legacy, a lot of players is playing Legacy because of nostalgia, and because they played for a long time Legacy already. That's not really the case in Vintage. You don't have really nostalgia from Moxes. I mean, you may like the Mox vibe, the Mox Alpha vibe, but I don't know much player that play Vintage regularly, especially IRL. And I think if you propagate proxies and make it mainstream to play with proxies, I think Vintage could overtake the Legacy if Legacy is just continue to be a shit pile of fire and a dumpster fire. So yeah. See you for the round number 4.